diplomat Ambassador Arun Singh joining us on the phone line. Thanks very much for speaking with us. In fact, he's joining us live on the broadcast. Ambassador, you've worked closely with the former Prime Minister. Let me begin by asking you for your initial reaction, and if you look back, the key defining moments that you recollect.
I had occasion to watch closely when I was in the Ministry of External Affairs, handling between 2000 and 2005, and so up till about 2004, the relations between India and Afghanistan and India and Pakistan. So that was really the context in which I was in a position to observe closely how he responded to events, assessed events, and the kind of decisions that were conveyed. And two things stood out for me. One, in the context of Afghanistan, it was really a new situation. This was after 9/11. US forces had gone into Afghanistan. An effort was being made to construct a new government after the Taliban had been driven out. And there was this whole question of what role should India play in this new situation. And a decision was taken that India should focus its efforts on providing humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan, which was needed, where India had some competitive advantage and could have some impact on the ground. And there I could see that he was looking ahead, he was thinking big, and he didn't think in terms of small projects, but a major contribution to the post-conflict reconstruction effort in Afghanistan. And as a result, today we have already put in about $2 billion worth of assistance in Afghanistan. More has been committed, and the assistance that we have provided to Afghanistan through infrastructure construction, power supply, food supply arrangements, medical assistance programs have really had an impact on the ground. And so that was one clearly the result of the kind of vision he had, kind of decision that he took. And the second was related to Pakistan. It was a difficult moment. There was an attack on the Indian Parliament in December of 2001, and I could see how he was capturing the nation's mood, sentiment, holding everything together, the kind of response that was generated to Pakistan, which led initially the then Pakistan President Musharraf to make some commitments in January 2002 related to action against terrorism. And then as things evolved, I could see that despite the pressure that was being generated on Pakistan in the context of terrorism, he also wanted to see if he could advance the peace process, keeping in mind the larger interest of the people in the subcontinent. And so in 2003, during a visit to Kashmir, when he said that he was once again willing to extend the hand of friendship to Pakistan, it really changed the mood in the relationship between the two countries. So that was the kind of impact he had. And that is what initiated the peace process at that stage between India and Pakistan. It led in January 2004 to Pakistan under President Musharraf to make a commitment not to provide any support to terrorism directed against India. And then between 2003, 2008, we saw the evolution of the peace process between India and Pakistan, of ceasefire along the line of control and the international border between India and Pakistan. So these things certainly had an impact. So looking back, I would say that in the context of Afghanistan, a large vision of the role that India could play, and in the context of Pakistan, going beyond the immediate challenges and keeping in mind the larger interest of the people of the two countries, of the subcontinent, and to see, despite challenges, how the process could be advanced.
Indeed, Ambassador, taking a cue from what you're saying and delving a little deeper into the India-Pakistan equation, we had former Pakistan FM Sartaj Aziz also speaking with us just a short while back, sharing his experiences, paying his tribute to the former Indian Prime Minister, also saying that the greatest tribute to the former Prime Minister would be now to resume the peace process between the two countries. I think that in a way sums up for us the significance of the role that Atal Bihari Vajpayee had when it comes to the relationship between India and Pakistan and the impact that the role had.
Sure, but as you know, efforts have been made from time to time to resume the peace process. The challenge has been that terrorism emanating from Pakistan and the terrorist groups that Pakistan has sponsored have managed to disrupt that process every now and then.
Sure.
And in 2008, for example, if the process was disrupted, it was because of the major terrorist attack that had taken place in Mumbai. So yes, to resume the peace process, I think there is a certain responsibility that certainly lies on everyone, and the leaders of both the countries need to take the longer term view, the larger picture, and see how this process can be advanced.